With humility and reverence before the noble Buddha, we reflect on the first truth, that is the suffering that pervades our lives. We accept this burden with courage, recognizing its many faces, whether physical, emotional, or mental. Suffering is an inevitable part of existence. May we face suffering with understanding, learning its lessons and growing in wisdom. May we find comfort in truth and move forward with courage and compassion. In the face of the first noble truth, we open our hearts, accepting the reality of the suffering we face. We do not seek to deny its presence, but rather to understand it, for only by recognizing its existence can we transcend it. In suffering, we find opportunities for growth, a light that guides us beyond illusion. It is through the acceptance of suffering that we discover compassion, both for ourselves and for all beings. May we honor this noble truth in our lives, finding strength in vulnerability and growth in pain. May we walk with humility and gratitude before the truth of suffering that leads us to enlightenment. With devotion and sincere reverence, we turn to the second noble truth, which reveals the origin of suffering in our lives. May we contemplate this truth with clarity and discernment. On this new dawn, blessed by the light of understanding. In the origin of suffering, we find desire, attachments, and illusions that obscure our vision. May we, upon awakening to this knowledge, detach ourselves from the chains that keep us captive. May we recognize the pitfalls of desire that lead us away from true peace and serenity. May every thought, word, and action be a step towards liberation from the cycle of suffering. On this day that begins, may we cultivate wisdom that guides us beyond the illusions of the world. May the light of the second noble truth illuminate our path and lead us to true inner freedom. May we embrace the understanding that it is attachment that causes us pain, and that by releasing our anchors we find true freedom. May our minds open to see beyond the illusions of desire, and may each breath remind us of the impermanence of all things. As we awaken to the second noble truth, may our hearts be filled with the serenity that comes from acceptance and detachment. May we find contentment in the present moment and flow with the currents of life, without resistance or anxiety. May this morning prayer inspire us to cultivate the virtue of renunciation and to find the true joy that resides in inner peace. May we, with humility and gratitude, move forward on this day, aware of the origin of suffering and determined to transcend it. With reverence to the noble Buddha, source of wisdom and compassion, we turn to the third noble truth in this sacred moment. May we open our hearts to its message of hope and find solace in the possibility of the cessation of suffering. In the third noble truth, we glimpse a ray of light that pierces through the shadows of suffering and illuminates our being. It is the promise of inner peace, of liberation from the cycle of pain that fills us with faith and guides us on our spiritual journey. May we trust in the fundamental truth that suffering can cease, and that this cessation is not merely a distant dream, but a reality. May each breath remind us of the possibility of inner peace and inspire us to seek the path that leads to liberation. May we find comfort and courage in the third noble truth, knowing that, with diligent effort and deep understanding, we can transcend suffering and experience true happiness. May our minds open to this possibility and our hearts be filled with hope. As we begin this new day, may we remember the promise of the third noble truth and cultivate the faith and determination needed to move forward. May each step we take bring us closer to the cessation of suffering and lead us nearer to the peace we so ardently seek. With reverence to the noble Buddha, who showed us the path of enlightenment, we turn to the fourth noble truth, a source of guidance and inspiration. May we receive with gratitude the message of the Noble Eightfold Path and follow its steps with devotion on this new day that begins. In the fourth noble truth, we find the path to the cessation of suffering, a path that leads us beyond the illusions of the world and towards true freedom. May we understand the wisdom contained in the 8 noble aspects of the path and cultivate each of them in our lives with diligence and determination. May we begin with right understanding, the solid foundation of the entire path, and proceed with right thought, right speech, and right action in all our interactions. May we nurture a right way of life based on virtue and compassion, and apply right effort in our spiritual development without discouragement or deviation. May right mindfulness guide us in every moment, keeping us present and aware, and may right concentration help us delve into the depths of meditation. May we thus tread the Noble Eightfold Path with courage and humility, knowing that it is through this path that we find true peace and fulfillment. May this morning prayer inspire us to follow the Buddha's teachings and to cultivate the noble aspects of the path in our lives. May we walk with determination and confidence, knowing that each step brings us closer to the liberation from suffering and the ultimate awakening. Comforted by the presence of Buddha, his light shining upon us, illuminating the path of the Four Noble Truths. May these prayers strengthen and inspire us throughout the day, reminding us of the essential truth that guides our lives. May every step taken on the noble path be a testimony of our devotion, a tribute to Buddha and the teachings he generously bestowed upon us. May we live in harmony with the truths that sustain the universe, and through them, find the peace we so earnestly seek. May these prayers accompany us as a constant blessing, guiding us with love and wisdom, even in the darkest moments. May we share this light with all beings, spreading compassion and hope wherever we go. May at the end of the day, we look back with gratitude and humility for having had the opportunity to reflect on the Four Noble Truths. May each prayer be a gentle reminder of our spiritual journey and a loving invitation to continue growing and evolving.